por cuál me voy. El ferro, el Porsche, la C3 o el Rolls Royce. El bote parqueado en San Croix, viviendo la vida como si se va a acabar hoy. Yo, tranquilo en la mía es que estoy. El Richard Zafiro, Dios me los bendiga. Mis hijos no nacerán otro como Floyd. Las baby le llegan, los míos al día no le falta nada. Las guaguas son negras, están todas blindadas. Y ronca allá afuera, aquí tú no eres nada. Porque mi tiempo me vale dinero. No te asustes si te enseño todos los ceros. La vida me bendijo porque me mero. Soy mi jefe, so hago lo que yo quiero. Aquí arriba no llegan. Tú sabes que aquí es real. Me venga a frontear, preguntarle al banquero, son 3 melones semanal. No existe quien me va a parar, se juntaron todos para quererme frenar. Saludo a la federal y al estatal, cambié todas las válvulas ya que pueden barbulear. Yo sé que no va a cambiar, los que se viraron que le vaya mal. Y si me tiran, sabes que voy a pichar. Los palos son...
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Should be a good one here this afternoon between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Tyler Glasnow will be the starter for the Rays in this one. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
2 words, Matt. High ceiling. This guy has a chance to be one of the most dominant pitchers in all of baseball. Big, tall, strong guy with a big power arm and a nasty hammer curveball. If he's throwing strikes with his fastball and his curveball, he's nearly impossible to hit.
Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And he'll look at a first pitch curveball that's in the dirt. It's ball 1.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
And now this misses as well as he's behind the leadoff man this afternoon. 2-0 now. Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. And a little off to begin the afternoon as it's to 3-1 now.
He's only 4 pitches in, but he doesn't look too sharp to start the day off.
The 3-1 is swung on and missed. A full count now. As usual, no surprise, 72 degrees, the game time temperature here inside Tropicana Field. Now the payoff pitch home. Spoils another one, and this is exactly what you're looking for out of your leadoff hitter. The next 3-2. And that misses, ball 4. So a good battle to begin the ball game today, but the leadoff man will reach first anyway.
And that's just an incredible job at the plate by the leadoff man there. Not only did he make the pitcher throw a ton of pitchers and bust his tail, but he also won the battle and earned a free pass.
Next to bat for Toronto, Marcus Semien. First chance for him here with a man on following the leadoff walk. From the stretch. A ball and no strikes. Boy, that fastball is just sizzling up there. 1-1.
Let's get it going, boys. Somebody's loose, hitting 98 with ease in the first inning.
Here it comes on 1-1. Line drive to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
Batting third, the shortstop, Bo Bichette.
Now a moment as we take a look at the Jays starting 9 for this one. Who stands out to you, Danny?
Matty, Kevin Biggio is a guy to watch for me. He doesn't let the pressure of the big moment get to him. I love watching this guy hit in clutch situations. It's like he takes a deep breath and everything stops in front of him. He plays like the Zen man.
Into the box, Bo Bichette in the dirt here. And a bad time for that as the runner takes second here. Runner at second here with one man out. Not close. It's 2-0. His previous meeting line with Tyler Glasnow. Not a big sample size, 0 for 1. Here it is. Fly ball out toward left center field. Rosarena will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the second out of the inning. Teoscar Hernandez digging in now. First opportunity for him here with the leadoff man still standing at second. 2 gone now. From the belt, the pitch.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
1-1 the count now. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Everything this guy throws is hard. That changeup he throws is in the high 80s to go along with that good heater.
Into the corner and slicing foul.
Those are the pitches in the game that you don't get back as an offensive player. I know it's easy sitting up here in the booth calling the game, but he'll be thinking about that one for a while if he doesn't get a hit in this at-bat right here.
And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Full count still. Ready with the payoff pitch. And that misses, ball 4. So it's first and second now with 2 out.
At this rate, he's going to set some kind of a record for walks issued in a game, or he'll get an early look. We'll see if he can settle down here and start to find the strike zone, or if he continues to struggle.
So 2 on with 2 away, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. settles in at the plate. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Down the third baseline. This is foul for the first strike.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike 1.
Springer over at second. Hernandez on at first with 2 down. Curveball bounces, and this one gets away. So now 2 men in scoring position.
Well, he's just lost complete control of the baseball in this inning. 2 walks and now a wild pitch. You know he's talking to himself in his head, and I can't imagine he's saying any real nice things either.
1-1. Here it is. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Definitely a big pitch coming up right here. He's going to be pumped if he can work his way out of this inning with the game still tied.
Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. Now a flare out toward right center. Kiermaier coming on, but he won't get there. It falls in. And the second run will score as that makes it a 2-0 ball game.
Hey, one of the things you want to do, Dero, is strike early, and they've done just that with a big hit driving in 2.
Yeah, Dan, great to grab an early lead right there, especially when you could throw up a crooked number for your pitcher.
Kevin Biggio stepping up now. Hit in the air to left. Arozarena will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. So it's 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. Toronto leads this one 2-0. Hyunjin Ryu, the Korean lefty, will be the starter in this one. What's your take on him, Dan?
Well, Matt, he reminds me, he's the closest thing that I've seen to David Wells. You watch him throw, he's 89 to 93 miles an hour, kind of a big, loopy, overhand curveball. A good athlete for a big guy. You'll know if he's on early, he has to get his breaking pitches over to make his fastball effective.
So now here is Michael Brosseau. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Strike taken as that one catches the outer part of the plate. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And that one cut a little too much, a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Waves and misses for strike number 2.
Well, the key for him on the mound is to keep the ball down. Certainly, hollow of the knee or lower. Sinker changeup guy, if he's going to succeed against this lineup, he's got to keep the ball down.
Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. The 2-2. High and deep to right. Ranging back is Hernandez. He's through first and hustling for second. Around second. He's on his way to third. And he'll get there as he starts the home first with a leadoff triple.
Wow, that thing rocketed to right field. The outfielder got a decent jump on it and made a great leaping try, but he just can't make a play. By the time he tracks it down, it's too late. The triple was pretty much a done deal.
Into the box now, Brandon Lau, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. Oh, 1, here's the pitch. Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the first out of the inning.
Pretty textbook pitching right there. Jump ahead in the count 0-2 and then start working outside the zone. Easier said than done, but that's the way to do it.
Here's Randy Arozarena. Can't find the zone there as he lays off the breaking ball. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Got him out on his front foot there as it swung on and missed for strike 1. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Hey, D-Roll, Mike Fillmore, one of the most consistent umpires throughout the league. Both pitchers and position players love this guy.
Yeah, I think one of the best in the business. How I judge a good teammate is every day he opens that door. Is he consistent? Can I count on him? Mike Fillmore is the exact same way behind the dish.
Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball. Hard hit ball to second. Simeon's got it. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score.
A simple ground ball to the infield, but the run does come home from third, and they cut the deficit to only 1 run.
Up next for the Rays, Yandy Diaz. He'll try and start things over now with the bases empty and 2 away following the RBI ground ball. seared down the first baseline. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. I'll give the enthusiasm a 10, the dancing a 4. No shame, and you gotta love it. The three of us are back after this message and a word from our local stations. Second inning set to go, and next it'll be the outfielder, Lourdes Gurriel. From the stretch.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
The 1-0. Hit hard back up the middle. And a base hit, so early trouble to lead off the inning.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped a base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
Rowdy Tellez the next to bat, and he fouls this one off. The 0-1 on its way. Now a fastball as he has to lean out of the way there. His previous meeting line with Tyler Glasnow. He's 3 for 9. 2 of those hits were for home runs. The 1-1 takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2. Gurriel aboard here at first with nobody out. No offer at the curve that time, and it's knotted up at 2-2. He waits, now the pitch. And he comes back with one down and in for ball 3. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
I really liked it. He gave up nibbling out of the zone trying to get him to chase. That wasn't working, so he just reached back and fired a good old country hardball fastball right by him. No better feeling in the world when you're a pitcher than throwing a fastball right by a guy.
Up next is Danny Jansen. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and one gone. And a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Hey, I don't mind that batter taking that strike right there. He's walked a couple people early in this game. Got to find out if he can find the zone. If he wants to walk them all in, we'll take it.
And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Working for the punch out and the offering. Had him fooled as he swings through the curveball. 2 down. That's back-to-back strikeouts now as they've been unable to advance that leadoff single into scoring position.
Yeah, clearly no problems working out of the stretch right now, Matt. He's taking control of this inning after giving up that hit. Now we'll see if he can finish it off strong as well.
Stepping in for the Jays, George Springer. He scored after reaching on a walk in his first at-bat. Has a look, now the pitch. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Wow, that's 40 pitches for him already. This doesn't have the makings of a start that he's going to go very deep.
Now the 1-0 is swung on and missed, strike one. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. The 1-2.
You know, I think he's having a hard time with that curveball right now, and that's part of the reason why he struggled early on in the start. It's so important to have command of those secondary pitches, or hitters just start sitting on the hard stuff.
He's set. Here's the 2-2.
Three-two, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home. Fouled away. Payoff pitch one more time. And this pitch misses for ball 4. So that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away.
Oh, man, I think this walk is going to grind at him for a bit. He just missed, and now the inning continues with a man in scoring position.
2 men on, 2 out. And up next, a Berkeley area native, Marcus Simeon. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. In there at the knees, strike one.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Comes set, the 0-1. And he misses with it, 1-1. One ball and 2 strikes to count.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
The count now at 2-2. And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Not a time to fool around right now on a 3-2 count with the middle part of the order coming up. Expect a good pitch to swing at.
2 men are on with 2 men out. And a fastball called strike 3, and the side is retired. Blue Jays leave a pair. They lead it 2-1. So now to the plate, Manuel Margot, as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 here to start the home half of the second. First delivery to him. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Even 1-1 count to Margot. No contact there, and it's 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Swung on, but it's pulled foul wide of third. Sent out to straightaway center field. Therefore, it is Springer, and he's got it for the first out.
All right, guys, here's a defensive alignment for the Toronto Blue Jays today. And can we focus on George Springer, one of the more dynamic outfielders in our sport? He will leave his feet. He's got a cannon for an arm, not afraid to dive in and say hi to the fans if a ball's going near there, too. Do not test this guy's arm.
And that'll bring up Joey Wendell as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Bases are empty, one man out. Fouled off. And it'll remain 1-2 as this is fouled back right off the catcher's mask that time, as he may need a second to clear the cobwebs here. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Well, this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. And it's fouled away. Looked like the cut fastball there, and he got him to swing through it for the second out.
He put up a pretty good battle at the plate right there. They finally get him on a 1-2 pitch, but you could see that he wasn't laying down without a fight. He really made the pitcher earn that strikeout.
Standing in now, Willie Adames. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. His past history with Hyunjin Ryu, he's 2 for 3. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. This one's blooped out toward right center field. Simeon onto the grass. He can't get there as it falls in.
Well, that's what's so disappointing as a pitcher, D-Row. You make a really good pitch, and yet this guy's so big and so strong, he's able to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, you hand your batting gloves to the first base coach right there, and you thank your lucky stars. That's a nice AB.
So here's Kevin Kiermaier as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. The 1-0 misses, ball 2.
He's gone back-to-back with off-speed stuff to start this AB, and neither has found the zone. He's trying to pitch him backwards, but that only works if you can get them for strikes. Now he'll probably have to challenge him.
3-0 now.
It's amazing how quick an inning can get away from you. You're cruising, first 2 outs are super quick. Little single happens, and now you're down 3-0 with the chance of maybe a little 2-out lightning happening.
From the stretch. And a good at-bat that time as he lays off for ball 4. And as a result, that'll move a runner up into scoring position now with 2 away.
Well, he made quick work of the first 2 guys this half inning, getting 2 quick outs, but then he gives up a base hit and now the walk. We'll see if he has it in him to draw the line in the sand and get out of this.
Pitch on its way now to Zunino. Mike Zunino is at the plate as he watches ball 1.
34 pitches for him through an inning and 2/3 right now. That's not terrible, but it's a lot higher than he'd like.
Here's the 1-0. And solid contact there as this ball is belted high in the air out to left. Gurriel retreats to the track, and he'll put this one away. So a sigh of relief as the side is retired. Rays strand a pair. They still trail it here 2-1. We're back at Tropicana Field, and let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Blue Jays to discuss his thoughts on his team's lineup so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Top of the 3rd set to get underway. And in to bat next, the legacy Bo Bichette. And now the first pitch. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. Lifts it into the air to shallow center. Kiermaier comes on now, and he has it 1 down. So 1 away in the Toronto third. And striding into the plate next will be Teoscar Hernandez. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. And he looks at a curveball that falls in 1-1.
Hey, I don't blame him for giving up on that curveball. That was a rainbow coming out of the sky. Stole a strike.
And he fouls this one off. Here comes the 1-2.
He's got a good feel for his off-speed pitches second time through the order. And we just saw 3 in a row.
Fouled away. A swing and a miss for out number 2, and a ball he had no chance of making contact with.
Wow, that's the case right there where a pitcher knows this guy's up there and he's in swing mode. That pitch wasn't even close to the strike zone, and he still swung at it.
Stepping in now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. This is on the ground over to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Blue Jays go down in orders as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and striding forward the designated hitter, Michael Brosseau. Here's the first pitch to him. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there, 2-2. Not even close to being in the strike zone. He made it easy for the hitter in that one.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
So now to the plate, Brandon Lau. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Into his windup, here comes the 1-0. Just a tick behind for a strike. Swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him. 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
At the plate, Randy Arozarena. as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one. 2 outs already on the K this inning, so he'll be looking to do better. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. 0-2 count, and the pitch.
As a hitter, you got to be staunch in your game plan. You know he has a nasty changeup, and you got to fight to make sure it's in the zone. That's a great take right there.
Hit hard down the line. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now. The throw into second. And he will make it up to second as he advances on the throwing miscue. My goodness.
First baseman.
Man, I love this angle. Looking right down the line. You can see that he generates his power from his lower half, taking it down the line for a clean double. Great look there.
And that'll bring in Yandy Diaz. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. Ready with the 1-0. Hit in the air down the right field line. On the run is Hernandez. And no one will track it down. 2 balls and a strike to the Rays' first baseman.
Hasn't seen a heater yet in this at-bat. One might be coming right here.
Now here's a comebacker back to the mound. And he'll flip this one onto first as he works his way out of the jam, and the inning is over. So they can't make anything out of the 2-out double. More baseball on the show right after this. All set for the start of the 4th, and set to go as the third baseman, Cavan Biggio.
Cavan Biggio.
First delivery to him. Now a southpaw up to throw in that Tampa Bay bullpen. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup. Line drive, fair ball down the line.
That's why they call it a game of adjustments right there. The batter has to feel good about what he just did. Swung and missed at the first changeup, got it again, and was able to get himself a knock.
To the plate now, Lourdes Gurriel. He'll swing and lift a ball foul off to the left and out of play. He collected a base hit his first time up. And this is on the ground to short. Could be 2. To second for 1. On to first, and they get the double play.
Now batting, number 44.
So base is empty now after the double play. And standing in is the DH, Rowdy Tellez. First pitch on the way. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. 2-0.
Hey, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, that's right where you want to miss. Any lower, and he'll probably make you pay for it.
And that's in there, 2-1.
Four-seam heater right down the middle. I would have thought he popped the clutch on that pitch.
The 2-1 on its way. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1. And it's a full count, 3-2 to the Blue Jays DH.
When you get yourself to a 3-1 count and you get a fastball, those are the ones you really want to punish. Couldn't get the bat on it, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Now the payoff pitch home, fouled off. Now a fastball as he just reared up and let that one fly, and the inning is over. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays. They still lead it 2-1. Just about set to go for the last of the fourth. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, Rays manager Kevin Cash talked to me in between innings about his lineup's offensive production. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Thank you, Heidi. Ready to go in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up the versatile center fielder Manuel Margot. And now the first pitch.
Nope. All one. All one, no strike. Outside, that's the ball.
2-0 count, the pitch. Outside, 3-0 now.
Kind of frustrating as a pitcher when you start an inning off with 3 straight balls like he has here in the fourth. Makes you start wondering what's going on.
And he'll just watch the cut fastball here for strike 1, 3-1.
Hey, he's got great feel for that pitch right there. He can throw it anytime he wants for a strike.
Now he turns and smokes this one into deep center field. Springer has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Joey Wendell is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball that's 1-0. Now a changeup, but it misses just a little below the zone.
You can see this guy's more focused at the plate right now. In that first AB, he went down on strikes.
Well behind that fastball, it's a swinging strike.
He's going to have to set his sights a little lower right there. That pitch was able to get by him. His swing was just a little under that one.
3-1 to him now. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Popped up. Simeon over to his right. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Not shortstop.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Willie Adames, a base hit in his first trip. Now the pitch.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time, every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Ball 1 as he lays off below the zone. Filthy changeup that time, but he's able to make contact, and he'll get another chance. Down the left field line and deep. 4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. And he won't go after the cut fastball. 2-2. High in the air down the right field line.
Waiting on it is Hernandez.
And he makes the catch to retire the side. Down in order go the Rays. Our score remains 2-1. Cody Reed, the 6'5" left-hander, takes over on the mound now. Now to the plate, Danny Jansen struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Number 9.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. The 1-0. Popped him up. Lau is calling for it. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. So it's back to the top of the order now, and former World Series MVP George Springer bats next. First delivery to him. Line toward the gap in left center. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. And he'll reach second now with one away.
Their own pitcher is absolutely dealing right now, so this is a big moment in this game. If his teammates can pick him up and drive him in now, that might be all they need to get the W here.
Into the box now, Marcus Semien. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Springer leads off second with one gone in the inning. And wow, that looked to be well inside, but it's a called strike. 2-1 now. Hit the other way out toward right field. And that's taken in straightaway right. Will he try from second? Now to the plate, here is Bo Bichette, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch. Now a ball hit pretty well to left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. Ready with the 0-1. Fifth inning, 2-1 our score. Good change of speeds, but he lays off 2-1. Over at the knees, and that's the second strike. Easy take there on the sinker, well off the outside.
Now on 3-2 as a pitcher, you got to go with the pitch that you feel most comfortable throwing with.
Here's the payoff pitch. Pulled the string on him. Strike 3 swinging. Zunino has it, and that ends the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. Home half of the 5th coming up. The Jays are out in front, 2-1. Bottom of the inning now, and that means Kevin Kiermaier will hit next.
The center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier.
First pitch on its way. Late square, and this is popped up. And the throw will be too late, so it's a bunt single to get him started here.
Up next to Tampa Bay, the catcher, Mike.
Next to stand in is Mike Zunino. He flew out in his last debut. First offering on its way. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
There's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if they have to incorporate that into their mindset.
In the dirt. And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch.
Well, when you throw a breaking ball in the dirt, that's the danger. You have to trust your catcher, but this one skips away, and the open base takes the double opportunity away with it. Might prove to be costly.
Pitch on its way now to Zunino. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Mike Brosseau digging in at the plate as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. One out and a runner on second base. Comes back with a good changeup there, and it's quickly 0-2. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Here comes Ryu, 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The 1-2 is a breaking ball. They can't find the zone, and it's even at 2. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. In the dirt, and now let's see. And it's too late as he's in there. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
Well, he has nobody to blame but himself. With one out, a runner on third can come home to score all sorts of ways. That's why, as a pitcher, you have to execute pitches even better when there are runners on base.
Good changeup in the dirt, strike 3. And he makes the throw to first. Brosseau is retired, 2 down now.
Good pitch there, and that was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the play first after the ball hit the dirt.
At the plate now, Brandon Lau, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Back up the middle. And a base hit, so a very good at-bat there as the run is in to make it a 2-2 ball game.
Boy, there are big RBIs and big base hits there, Will, but none more than with 2 outs. A big 2-out knock right there. Not only ties things up, but keeps the inning going as well.
Yeah, just a great approach right there by the batter. You never know when your number's going to be called. You always wanted to pass the baton to the next guy behind you. Take the donut off your bat and trust in the teammate behind you. That is a huge knock and keeps the line moving.
Randy Arozarena is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Lau is off of first with 2 away. Cutter low, 1-1.
1-1.
And he took something off of it there. It's 1-2. High in the air out towards shallow right. Waiting on it is Hernandez, and that retires the side. Couple of hits lead to a run here for Tampa Bay. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and striding into the plate next will be Teoscar Hernandez. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0.
Hey, this one's tied late in the game. As a pitcher right now, you just can't lay a cookie in there. 1-0.
Lays off again, and it's 2-0. And action now in the Tampa Bay pen as it looks like a right-hander's begun to get loose. Here it comes. That's down into left center for a base hit. Now that had to feel good because it was one of those that you don't even feel the ball hit your bat. Showtrack tells us he blasted it out there at 115 miles an hour. So yeah, he squared it up about as good as you can. Standing in now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Tried to hold up there, but the appeal goes down to Rusty Valentine at first, and Rusty ain't convinced, so that's strike 1. Down and away, ball 1. Has a look, now the pitch. He's running. Offered at and missed. Here's the throw. He is not in time. Pretty close, but he got in there safely. 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the game for Toronto. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. That was a nasty-looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
Stepping in now, Cavan Biggio. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. The 1-0. Hits are even right now at 5 aside. And that misses 2-2. sinker. 3-2 now.
That's where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
Full count, here it comes. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground. And that's the second out. So next to bat will be Lourdes Gurriel. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Now here's the signal from the dugout, so he'll take first here on the intentional walk, and that makes runners at the corners with 2 away.
That's what's called getting the treatment. Everyone knows he's a power threat with the bat, so it's all about not letting him be the guy that beats you.
Coming forward now, the Toronto designated hitter, Rowdy Tellez, and their runners at the corners now. First pitch on the way. Sinkers in there, no balls and a strike.
Well, the Blue Jays have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. They're hoping they get it right now. This would sure be a good time.
Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2.
The count doesn't mean much to this batter. He's all in. He's not concerned with striking out, so he's going to get his A swing off.
Right back to him on the mound. Throw on to first is in time, and the Toronto rally goes for naught as the inning is over. Blue Jays leave a pair. Home half of the 6th inning coming up, deadlocked at 2 apiece. Ross Stripling enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th. Now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Yandy Diaz. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point.
Yandy Diaz.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
He'll take that first pitch strike all day long. If they're going to take 0-0, he's going to pound that zone and get ahead. Much more susceptible down 0-1 than 1-0.
And he takes this one high, 1-1. Swung on and missed. That strike 2.
You could tell by the hitter's balance after that swing that he's seeing the ball really good. His timing is right there, and I expect him to catch something clean.
Bichette picks it up cleanly, and an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow! And now here is Manuel Margot. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here.
Yeah, he hit it hard. That's all you can ask. You can't control the result sometimes, Matty. Just unlucky with the placement.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Now some definite signs of life in that Toronto bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander begin to throw. 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Tampa Bay so far. And he lays off for ball 1. Swing and a little tapper. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a soft liner. And there's out number 2. Next up, Joey Wendell. He got under one and popped out his last time up. Here's the first pitch to him. The 1-0. Here's a pop-up now. Jansen has a play. He handles it easily, and the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We're through 6 full, and we are tied 2-2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. 2 2. Now at the plate is Danny Jansen, and he'll get us started in what's officially the back third of this one. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. And he misses inside with that one. Ball one. Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there.
Hate to do it, but I've got to question the pitch calling right there. With a guy like this at the plate, you got to attack him with your fastball instead of pitching him like he's a middle of the order power guy.
Strike taken. Good pitch on the lower part of the zone. Slider laid off for a ball.
It'd be great right here if he was able to work himself on base. You got the leadoff hitter on deck, and you know the middle of the order's coming up right behind him.
The 3-1 pitch. High and deep to left. This one's got plenty of distance. And they have taken the lead. A solo shot here to left as the Blue Jays have taken a 3-2 lead.
Wow, not every call is going to go your way. And there are some pitchers that pitchers think are pitchers' pitches, and you don't get that, and it puts you in a bad spot. And you could tell that it affected him. He was fuming, and he really wanted that last pitch. And the result, he lost focus and made another bad pitch.
Colin McHugh comes on now, and he'll take over with nobody out in inning number 7. Here's George Springer. And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right. It was a 2-bagger for him in his last at-bat. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
If you're on the mound right here, you got to trust your catcher and execute. You know who's coming up to the plate.
Pulled the fastball down a little too much there. That's ball 1. Base is empty here with nobody out. Into center field, line drive, base hit.
You never want to beat a pitcher that breaks a guy out of a slump, but this guy was too good. You knew it was a matter of time before he started barreling baseballs. That gives him a multi-hit game, and I'm sure he's feeling good about it.
At the plate, Marcus Semien, as he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. It could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. McHugh pauses. 0-1 on its way. And that misses downstairs for a ball. 1-1. Taking off is Springer. And it's fouled away. The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Into the box, Bo Bichette. A ball and no strikes. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Now the 1-0. this one's in the dirt. Runner holds as the count moves to 2-1. Now a throw over to first, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Pops this one up just beyond the infield on the right side. Margot is there, and he makes the catch for the out. And this throw gets away from him. So problems out there in right field, as this is going to wind up going as an E9. And now the Toronto number 4 hitter, Teoscar Hernandez. He steps in off a base hit in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and they take another single right here. That third base coach is dying to wave his arms. I wouldn't be surprised if anything hit hard through the infield, he's going to wave them. For most people, being down 0-1 would seem like a lot, but this guy is such a good hitter. He doesn't care going deep in the count. He's got runners on base. He has a game plan every time he comes to the plate. Let's see how this one plays out.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
Ready with the 1-2.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here. From down in the count 0-2 to work the count back to 3-2, and he's seen a lot of pitches too.
Springer at second with 2 down. A shot down the first baseline. And a reach, but it's by him as he couldn't quite get to that ball. As he arrives at second without a play, as also on the play, a run comes across to score.
Dan, that's a huge insurance run right there. Has to feel good as a hitter right there to not only get a ribby knock, but to give your team a little bit of breathing room.
It does, and it makes your pitcher go out there with a little bit more free and easy frame of mind instead of going in a one-run game where every pitch is so important. You're one pitch away from a solo tying the game up. That's not the case now.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. A couple of RBIs for him already and a chance for more here. The 1-0. Ripped down the first base line. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, including the home run, 1 error, and a runner left. On now to the bottom of inning number 7. The Blue Jays on top, 4-2. Last half of the 7th here, and stepping up as the shortstop, Willie Adames.
Always a tall task trying to rally back in the late innings, but I think this game could still turn quickly. A leadoff runner on base right here could be huge to get something going.
First delivery to him. Lifted in the air out towards left center. And that'll get down out there near the wall. And the Rays strike quickly here in the inning. It's a leadoff double.
That's what you call a clutch piece of hitting. Down 2 runs, he puts himself in scoring position and brings the tying run to the plate. We'll see what they do with the base open here. This one's getting interesting.
Standing in, Kevin Kiermaier. Now a hard liner. But a foul ball here, 0-1. Seventh inning here at the ballpark, 4-2 our score. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive.
Hey, you guys know me. Hitting's a process of elimination, and I'm eliminating the changeup this next pitch. I'm on everything else.
And this is swung on and missed, and boy, they took care of a key man there. One away.
Now batting.
Runner at second, one away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Mike Zunino. He's set, and the pitch. Fly ball out toward left center field. On the move is Springer. He gets there to put it away, but the runner tags and breaks for third. And he's up to third safely now with 2 gone in the inning. So a runner at third, 2 men are out, and that'll bring up Mike Brosseau. First pitch of the AB on its way. High and deep down the left field line.
You can see from up here, as soon as that ball hooked foul right there, the air came out of the dugout. He's got to find a way to regroup and continue this at bat.
Called strike 0-2.
There seem to be different philosophies on it, so Dan, what was your approach in 0-2 counts?
My philosophy is this. I think the last thing you want to do is throw non-competitive pitches, Matt. Throw something down in the zone or just out of it.
We'll leave it right there as he strikes out, and that ends the inning. Rays strand just the one. They trail it here 4-2.
Name is Fats, and yes, never stop me from being a good wager. I get respect from them.
Ryan Sheriff has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring in Kevin Biggio.
The third baseman, number 8, Kevin Biggio.
First offering on its way. Ready with the 0-1.
That's the heavy sinker right there. He has the ability to get ground balls when he needs them, potential double play situations, or to get that jam job with no one on base, that tapper right back to the pitcher. One of the toughest pitches to hit in the game.
The catcher wanted it down, and they got him to chase it for strike 2. And here's a good sinker now, but it misses. 3-2.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Crowd gets up for the 3-2. Late on that one as it's fouled off to the left side. Once again, a 3-2. And a good take there will net him a base runner as it's ball 4 now to start the 8th inning.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
Next to hit, Lourdes Gurriel, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. Now the 1-0.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just let the pitcher dig his own grave. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
The 2-0 on the way. is offered at and missed for the first strike.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Kiermaier's got a read on it. 1 down. Striding forward now is the DH, Rowdy Tellez. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame. He's set. Here it comes. Getting late. 4-2 our score as we play the 8th inning. And he takes a called strike 1. Sinker misses that time, and it's 2-1. Changeup called a strike, and he comes back even at 2-2. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with 1 out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball 4 anyways.
Biggio stands at first with 1 out. And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now with 1 away.
The batter, number 9.
So it's a tight spot here. First and second, 1 man out, and that'll bring in Danny Jansen.
Yeah, he absolutely torched a fastball his last time up. Pretty much a no-doubter, so he's got to be feeling pretty confident right here.
First pitch on its way.
With some traffic on the base paths, nice job by the pitcher to execute strike 1.
That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
I'll tell you, it's a helpless feeling for a manager or a pitching coach when your pitchers are having a really hard time throwing strikes. What are you supposed to do other than keep trying new guys until someone starts attacking the zone?
Oh, on the ground to short. Could this be 2? Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Couple of walks in the inning, but nothing on the scoreboard. Don't touch that dial, or the remote for that matter. More on the show right after this. Jordan Romano is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. Bottom of inning number 8 set to go. And set to go is the second baseman, Brandon Lau. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Looking up is the left fielder. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. So a solo shot here to left center field as it's trimmed to a 4-3 game now.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Now back, left fielder, Randy Arozarena.
To the plate now, Randy Arozarena. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. Hernandez is there, one away.
Boy, talk about hitting into some rough luck. That was an absolute bullet to the outfield that gets caught, and he would have represented the tying run.
In now, Yandy Diaz, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball one. It could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. A ball and no strikes. Here it is.
This is why the manager pencils these guys in the middle of the order. Big spot, time for them to get back in this game with a couple quality ABs.
And that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. 2-1.
Nasty 2-0 slider right there for a strike. No shame in tipping your hat.
Called strike 2.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
The 2-2. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Gurriel is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are 2 gone now.
The right fielder.
Now at the plate, Manuel Margot grounded out in his last at-bat.
Margot.
First delivery to him. Good slider there, gets a swing and miss. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Didn't quite catch the zone there, ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. And he fouls this one off. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Ball 2. Slider whiffed on for strike 3. A great pitch to put an end to the inning. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. 9th inning coming up. It's now a 4-3 ball game. Chaz Rowe enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. And now back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. Stepping in, George Springer. Lifetime versus this arm. He's 1 for 3. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Off we go in the 9th as the first pitch misses for ball 1.
You know, because this is just a 1-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here.
2-0 now. Now here it comes. All over the place to start the 9th. It's 3-0 now. And this pitch misses here. It's ball 4, and they've got a leadoff base runner aboard to start the 9th.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
Now into the box, Marcus Semien, leadoff man on base, and we'll see what they have in mind strategy-wise here. And now the first pitch.
Nice job by the pitcher right there to establish himself back into the strike zone. Would have liked to have seen the hitter been a little bit more aggressive in that situation. Usually when a pitcher throws 4 balls in a row, that next pitch you could get super greedy right down the middle.
And this is high, a ball and a strike. Fooled him with that one as he's way out in front. And he struck out again. That's the 3rd time he's gone down on strikes in this one.
That's the 3rd time in this game he's gone down on strikes. Not the game he was hoping to have when he was taking batting practice, but at least his guys are ahead.
So now to the plate, Bo Bichette, as he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. Has a look, now the pitch. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Working for the punch out and the offering. In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. He's set, and the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss there on a late breaking slider as he's set down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon.
Up next to the Blue Jays.
Into the box, Teoscar Hernandez. For his career in this matchup, he's hitless in 6 tries. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. High in the air out to center field. Kiermaier's got a read on it. And that retires the side. Blue Jays held in check, but they hang on to a 1-run lead, 4-3. Kirby Yates enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th. All set for the bottom of the 9th. And that'll give way to the 3rd baseman, Joey Wendell. First offering on its way. A ball and no strikes. And that fastball's taken but catches the outer third. The 1-1. Taken, strike 2. Hit in the air to center field. Springer has a read on it. 1 away. Stepping up is Willy Adames. First delivery to him. Fouled away. 1 out, nobody on. Swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd out.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. Might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Austin Meadows will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Fastball in there for a called strike. Fans on their feet in a one-run ball game in the last of the ninth. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. Tampa down to their final strike in this one. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Hey, this was a pretty tightly played game. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching, and defense in certain spots. This one was a fun one to watch.
A one-run finish, 4-3, the final tally today. The Toronto Blue Jays jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead back. Ross Stripling earns the victory on the mound. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.
Fans, our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Blue Jays, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 10 men on base. For the Rays, 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 59 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.